So a quick shout out to the subscribers who encouraged me to keep going with MOTU. They were very confident that it would get a lot better. And I agree. It does get a lot better. So there is that. I'm a little bit torn on the ultimate grades. I guess I would give episode 3 a 7.25, and I would give episode 4 a confident 7.75. I'd like to go higher, but there were moments which are like, they were a little suspicious, but let's get into it. So, episode 3, basically a very great Man at Arms episode. It is yes, Tila centric, but they actually do give the spotlight to a lot of other characters, so I did appreciate that. Orko was really well done, episodes 3 to 4. He really stands out. I'd like to say the same thing about Skeletor, but yeah, I feel like just Mark Hamill as Skeletor is competent, but I don't think he's bringing too much to the table. Lena Headey, I now like a lot more than I did at the very beginning of the MOTU. So there are quite a few little bit of Easter eggs and a lot of treasures to behold. Visually, it's really stunning. In fact, the animation here is much stronger than the first two episodes. So I'm like, that was a little puzzling why there was just such a jump up in the quality of the animation, but I did appreciate it. And I'm a big Merman fan, so there was a lot to love about episode 3. And why this team is coming together does make sense, although I don't buy the central premise. I think the whole magic escaping is really stupid. But for what it is, I think it gets the job done. So it's fairly well plotted, and why characters do what they do, it makes sense. There's a lot of Easter eggs if you're a hardcore fan. Again, mostly on track. The thing is that while the plot and characters overall make sense, there was a little bit of cringe dialogue. And what's ironic is that episode 4 is a little bit worse, but that's towards the end. So overall, I do think the third episode is overall stronger, but I have to say, episode 4, for the most part, I liked a lot more. There were elements there, I think, which were much stronger and pushed the grade upward. So with episode 4, the music especially was powerful. I was really into the music. I was like, if they could combine the 80s soundtrack to this, that would be, no lie, like almost near perfection. It was that good. However, the theme and the dialogue towards the end got a little really bit stupid. I was just like, okay, I appreciate what they're trying to do. Again, ideologically, I'm not on their side, but it's like, okay, I have to judge the story on its own basis. So it gets into this really silly girl power thing near the end of episode 4, and I have no problem with girl power. I have no problem with the thing as a theme, as long as it's well done, as long as it's well written. I have no hostility to that, but it just felt really self-indulgent. It felt tonally a little bit off, and the dialogue was just so hackneyed and dumb. It's going to force the grade downward, but otherwise I would give it an 8 out of 10, but it would be really distortive. So it doesn't last too long, but I thought that was really out of place. I thought it just was really stupid. So episode 3 is a little bit weaker, but it was less annoying. So I appreciated that. And I do like the way they transformed a few of the characters, like Beast Man. I thought overall his transformation makes sense in terms of why he looks so different. So overall, a pair of really good episodes, very strong animation, very good voice acting, again, more by the minor people, like, again, Orko and those kinds of characters. I am puzzled why Cringer is not much more prominent. I don't understand why he's not part of this adventure. He's been sidelined as a very much minor cameo. I don't know why. He just is. Oh, that was a little puzzling. But no, I'd say probably the best bet is watch episode 1, then go straight to episodes 3 and 4. You will miss some critical plot details if you don't look at episode 2. But overall, I mean, again, as a plot, it is cohesive, but I'm not impressed with the overall story because it's very uncreative. I don't think they're really doing anything new. I understand what they're trying for, to be more edgy and give more stakes and people die, so there's more meaning to the story in that way. I don't believe in that. I think a story generates its own meaning by what it's trying to do, not just trying to be edgy, cool, hip, or whatever. But not gonna lie, these are strong episodes. If you're not burdened by the 80s cartoon or think that's the only true He-Man, you'll probably enjoy and like these episodes. I think on their own the story does work, and overall it was fairly well done in terms of dialogue, music, script. and the whole thing. So again, I'm going to give episode 3 7.25 and episode 4 7.75. Overall, some strong things, but I do think only in certain places, but the politics and the subtext message kind of pull down the grade. But yeah, overall, you can just go into these episodes and enjoy them as fairly well done cartoons. Is this really He-Man? No. This is really a very interesting but very narrow interpretation of MOTU. But it does have a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of nostalgia moments, so they're not disrespecting the legacy, but it is a very narrow interpretation of the mythology of He-Man. All right, thanks for listening.